to look at agriculture much more broadly. I think sometimes we pit ourselves against different segments, different approaches. And I think in today's world where the consumer's demanding different things, we have to be responsive to that. And as food organizations, we have to open up that discussion and dialogue, but we have to bring it all the way back to the farm and recognize the farmer is an important part of this. And so as we do a better job of providing markets and opportunities for farmers, it can add more value, whether it's organic acres or whether it's a specific variety for a specific use. Those are opportunities, and again, it can complement the conventional growing, and our goal is to increase value, increase demand overall to help everybody. And I think when we're all working together, when we have more transparency, as you said, a lot of food companies have a bad name. There's not a lot of trust. How do we build that trust back? How do we get more transparent, be more open, and create more opportunities across the chain and create more opportunities within that farming sector to help farmers be more competitive and have more opportunities, not less. And I think to do that, we have to have this partnership, we have to have this openness, and think about it as collaborative and partnering as opposed to one another. I think one of the most important things is just this kind of spirit and belief of more transparency and more openness, having more of the dialogue, having a clearer understanding of all the different things that take place in the food industry, from the farm all the way to the table. We talk about it a lot, but again, we talk about it generally in segments. How do we make that more seamless and for people to really better understand that, how it's grown on the farm, how it's then produced, and then how it ends up being in a final consumer product. And I think there's a great story to tell there, and we need to do a better job of telling that. We need to be more open and transparent. We need to, let people into our facilities, be active on social media ourselves, not to debate or to argue, but to more tell the story in a positive way, to engage the discussion, to talk about all the great things going on in agriculture and how all the things that we're doing actually can help the consumer and provide value to them in the form of a healthy, nutritious, balanced diet. Excuse me, and in ways that provide affordable, nutritious food. And there's great opportunity in that. It's a great story to tell. We just need to do a better job of doing that. We've got, great technology. I think it's less a discussion around whether GMOs are safe or not. It's more of some of the perceptions around, how they're used or why they're used and so forth. In the case of wheat, where we don't have GMO varieties today, there's a lot of research being done, and my point there was, I think you could have a lot more likelihood of success with consumer acceptance if we had varieties that brought a health benefit, a nutrition benefit, a medical benefit, and there's ways to do that. I think we have brilliant people looking at all the technology around traits and varieties of different seeds and ways to create, that breeding, either conventional or GMO methods, to provide some different benefit that would help the consumer. So it's not just an agronomic trait. I think in the big picture of feeding the world and all that makes perfect sense. But in the consumer standpoint, how do we help them say, you know what, this is actually a benefit for me, I see the value from it. And then if there's agronomic benefit at the farm, great, let's find ways to do both. But I think that's a way, especially with wheat, where it's so close to the consumer. You take wheat, kernel of wheat, you turn it into flour, it's literally on a package on a shelf and in a kitchen being baked into something within days. And it's really close to the consumer, so it's a great product, a great grain to tell that story with. So that's kind of my encouragement, is to say, hey, let's find GMO varieties that have a health or nutrition benefit. I think you tell the story much better that way.